Professor of Security and Diplomacy at Curtin University, and he joins us now live from Melbourne. Thank you very much, Professor, for joining us here on TRT World. What could be the consequences of this move for Belarus?
Good morning. Well, it's another nail in the coffin of the Lukashenko regime. The Biden administration wants people in that part of the world to realize that the United States has not forgotten them. And Biden's administration uses human rights as the leading edge of its foreign policy, and to accuse two members of the Belarus Air Navigation and two security officers with conspiracy to commit piracy is very serious stuff. Now, it's also designed to let everyone know in that part of the world that the United States can get to you sooner or later. If the four people charged are never brought to court, it's because they're never going to step outside their country and be picked up by another country or handed over to Interpol. So, the State Department is letting people know that we can get you wherever you are. And I think it's an important signal. The United States is trying to look very professional and determined today and knows what it wants. But keep in mind that after the plane was hijacked earlier this year, that the European Union issued sanctions, banned Belarusian airlines from European airspace. I mean, they hit them pretty hard. And this is something the administration likes to lead with, what I call foreign policy promotion. They like to promote, democracy promotion. They like to promote democracy, which is really shorthand for regime change. They want to see Lukashenko gone. They want to see the revolution against him succeed. And once again, another signal to Vladimir Putin that we are on your doorstep and that we have enormous reach.
Professor, what would you like to say about the timing of this move?
I think the timing is very, very interesting. The United States has moved against Belarus at the exact moment that Vladimir Putin is counting on Belarus when and if it reinvades Ukraine. And I think sort of an indirect message to Putin to hold back a little bit. The messaging on on Ukraine the last couple of days has been terrible. And the other thing is, I think Biden is sending a message to the European Union, particularly to the new president of the European Union, Emmanuel Macron of France, that the United States and Europe are on the same page. It's quite clear that Macron wants to go his own way. He wants his own security dialogue. He wants European sanctions that do not count on the United States against Belarus and then ultimately Vladimir Putin. So I think that President Biden's people are trying to send messages to the Europeans that we're all on the same page. Maybe so, maybe not. Trying to send messages to Belarus that help is in the background. The cavalry is coming. And they're also sending a message to Vladimir Putin which says we can get you whenever we want when the time comes. So I think it's important messaging, and the timing couldn't be more appropriate.
Right. Professor, I just want to focus on what the jury has said. Now, as I understand from what you said in one of your earlier responses, if the four Belarusian officials are not brought to justice, there would be consequences for Belarus. Now, tell me, in case they're not brought to justice, are other countries likely to join hands with the United States in isolating Belarus?
Oh, absolutely. Keep in mind that the U.S. prosecutor has made these four officials fugitives for life. And Interpol and all the other agencies would work closely with the United States, the way it did with the chief financial officer of Huawei, who got caught up in Canada. And so, that's the message, that these people are fugitives, even if we never bring them into an American courtroom. And, sooner or later, the United States will get you, whether it's the dictator of Panama many years ago, when I was a young man, and they brought him in. And sometimes the American reach is extraordinary in terms of taxation, banking, and these particular warrants. And I think the United States is sending an important message here, and I think everybody gets the message. The message is that the United States is not done interfering, that is, probing that part of the world on behalf of human rights. So they're trying to send a very positive message. It might backfire, of course, because Lukashenko has lots of supporters. It's not just, he's not in revolt against everybody.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of people. So, they got to go a long distance. But I think it's an important message. And look, the very idea that you can issue an arrest warrant against somebody, an airline, an Irish airline in Belarus airspace,
Right.
with four Americans on board. I mean, that's a very, very thin line to make your case.
Indeed,
But
indeed
the
it
US,
is. Professor Joe Siracusa, thank you very much for talking to us here on TRT World. We really appreciate your analysis.
Okay, thank you.